So an arrest warrant has been issued in the case of Shanquella Robinson's death. So the arrest warrant is going to expedite one of her so-called friends back over to Mexico. Now, they may have thought just because they had reached American soil that they had gotten away with this, but not quite so fast, because they may have thought that the parents were going to roll over and not investigate this and see what actually happened to their child. But the parents were relentless, and once they found out, they got the FBI involved, and now the Mexican authorities are involved, and at least one other people are going to be expedited back to Mexico. Now, they have not put in the name who this person is that is going to have to be expedited back to Mexico for this arrest warrant, but it looks like this case is moving forward, and there may be justice after all for the Robinson family. So let's look at this article that reports on this. This comes from ABC News. Shanquella Robinson death, arrest warrant issued for femicide, prosecutors say. So the arrest warrant is for femicide, so apparently they must have a lot of issues with femicide over in Mexico, because we haven't seen how this has been correlated to listed as a femicide rather than a homicide, but an arrest warrant has been issued. So it says that an arrest warrant was issued Wednesday in the death of 25-year-old Shanquella Robinson, an American woman vacationing in Mexico, for an alleged perpetrator who was not named according to local prosecutors. So they have not named who this person is that has been listed in this arrest warrant, but at least one of her so-called friends are going to have to answer some questions about what happened to this young woman. So it says that this case is fully clarified. We even have a court order. Here is an arrest warrant issued for the crime of femicide to the detriment of the victim and against an alleged perpetrator, a friend of her who is the direct aggressor. So this person, she considered a friend, and this person is considered the aggressor. So it may be one of the people that were in the video that was seen hitting her, but we don't know for sure yet because the person has not been named. So it says actually it wasn't a quarrel, but instead a direct aggression. So there was no quarrel. This was an aggression on this woman. And it goes on to say that we are carrying out all the pertinent procedures, such as the Interpol alerts and the request for extradition to the United States of America. It's about 2 Americans, the victim and the culprit. So only 2 people right now. So only one person has been issued an arrest warrant, where they thought that they might have been able to make it to the States and not have to go back to Mexico to answer to this. They have requested an extradition from the United States to have this person to go to Mexico, is my understanding of this. Now it goes on to say that ABC News spoke to Shanquella Robinson's mother, Salamandra Robinson, on Wednesday, and when told that there is an arrest warrant issued for the crime against her daughter, and hearing the news for the first time, she responded, "I feel so good." That's a good feeling though. So this mother is happy that someone has the answer to what happened to her daughter. You know, the videos brings into question, about the alcohol poisoning that they are claiming, because the autopsy said that she had a severe neck injury. Now, it says that her mother said that, "I would like to see each one of them sent back to Mexico because their plan was to come back here thinking that they weren't going to be prosecuted," Robinson told ABC News. "She was a caring person, and I want them to always remember that. We're going to keep her legacy alive." So her parents is not going to let this go. They thought that they could just come and tell the mother that this was alcohol poisoning and that the mother would not look into the autopsy to see what actually had happened. So this is what is going on, that the mother pursued this, the parents pursued this, and the family is pursuing justice for their daughter. And this is just the beginning to see what this person has to say, So this is just the beginning of the investigation. When they put the heat on one, and they might try to get a lighter sentences, and they might tell the actual story. We might get the truth of what had happened, even though we have an idea from the video. We don't have quite all of the pieces of what happened to this young lady there in Cabo, where she went on vacation with her so-called friends and wind up not being alive. All the friends came back, but Shanquella, the one that reportedly paid for the villa, the one that was kind to them, she was nice enough to pay for the villa that they were staying in. She is the one that did not come back alive. So this is what is going on. This is the latest in the Shanquella Robinson case.